Beloved, when God speaks, everything in creation responds. Mountains tremble, seas part, winds shift, and destinies realign. And today there is a word pressing in my spirit for you, a word that will ignite your hope and lift your faith back to where it belongs. God is whispering to you right now, buckle up, your miracle is coming. There are moments in life when everything feels stuck, when every door appears shut, when every effort seems useless, when every prayer feels unanswered. But let me tell you this truth. The silence of God is not the absence of God. Sometimes heaven goes quiet because God is preparing something that your heart is not yet strong enough to hold. You thought what you lost was the end, but God says it was a clearing. You thought the delay was punishment, but God says it's preparation. You thought you were abandoned, but God says, I was working behind the scenes, arranging what your eyes couldn't see. The miracle you've been praying for isn't denied, it's simply scheduled. And when heaven schedules something, nothing on earth can cancel it. Some of you have been fighting battles in your mind, anxiety, fear, uncertainty. Some of you are carrying wounds you don't speak about. Some of you are tired of the cycles, the waiting, the disappointments. But listen carefully. Your struggle has not disqualified you from God's promise. On the contrary, it has positioned you for it. Every storm you survived, every night you cried, every time you wanted to quit but didn't, was God training you for the blessing you're about to step into. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. And that's why God is telling you now, buckle up. Because when God moves, he doesn't move slowly. He moves suddenly, unexpectedly, powerfully, miraculously. You've been walking, but now you will run. You've been surviving, but now you will thrive. You've been believing, but now you will see. There is a shift coming to your finances, a shift coming to your home, a shift coming to your health, a shift coming to your relationships, a shift coming to your destiny. Because the God who promised is the God who performs. But hear this, when God says buckle up, he isn't just telling you to get ready for blessing. He's telling you to get ready for transformation. Miracles are not comfortable. They stretch you. They startle you. They interrupt your plans. They take you places you never expected to go. The doors that are about to open for you will be bigger than your resume, your qualifications, your connections, and your expectations. God is about to take you to a place where people will say, how did they get there? And your only answer will be, God. So lift your head, strengthen your heart, wipe your tears, straighten your shoulders, and prepare your spirit, because you are not stepping into a season of barely enough. You are stepping into a season of overflow. The miracle is not on the way, it's at the door. The blessing is not forming, it's finished. The breakthrough is not hopeful, it's guaranteed. God is not asking you to beg, he's asking you to believe. He's not asking you to worry, he's asking you to worship. He's not asking you to earn, he's asking you to expect. This is your time, this is your hour, this is your divine moment. And the same God who carried you through the valley is the same God who is about to push you into fulfillment. So hear the word of the Lord today. Buckle up, your miracle is coming. And when it comes, it will come with speed, with power, and with glory that only heaven can produce. Get ready, prepare your heart, stay faithful, stand firm, because God is about to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could ask or think. There are moments in your life when everything feels slow, delayed, and painfully still. You pray, you fast, you believe, but nothing seems to shift. It almost looks as if heaven is silent and God has stepped back from your situation. But what you don't see is that God is not ignoring you, he is preparing you. Every quiet season has a divine purpose. Every pause has a holy meaning. Everything God allows is working toward a miracle that is bigger than your expectation. When God prepares someone for a breakthrough, he does it so thoroughly that when the blessing comes, no force in hell can take it away. Preparation is God's signature Before he lifts a person, he stabilizes them. Before he releases a blessing, he strengthens the person receiving it. Before he opens a door, he builds the character that will walk through that door and stay inside. God is not just the God of sudden miracles. He is also the God of intentional preparation. And the reason he tells you to buckle up is because he knows that what he has planned is not small, slow, or ordinary. It is something that requires stability, maturity, and spiritual readiness. Think of Joseph. Before he saw the palace, he saw the pit. Before he held authority, he held chains. Before he wore the robe of honor, he wore the garment of a prisoner. To any human eye, it looked like his life was falling apart. But in the eyes of God, it was falling into place. Every painful moment prepared him to sit in a position where millions would depend on his wisdom. What felt like delay was actually divine preparation. This is what God is doing in your life. You see the silence, but God sees the shaping. You feel the waiting, but God sees the strengthening. You notice the discomfort, but God sees the development of spiritual muscles you didn't know you needed. God never sends a miracle into the hands of someone who isn't prepared to carry it. And the blessing that is coming toward you is so weighty, so significant, and so life-changing that God is making sure you are ready for it in every way. Sometimes preparation happens through pressure. God allows certain people to walk away, not to hurt you, but to free your heart for what he is planning. Sometimes he closes doors you begged him to keep open. Sometimes he removes opportunities you thought were perfect. Sometimes he shakes your expectations so he can replace your small plans with his powerful destiny. And even when you don't understand, even when you cry and feel confused, God is working behind the scenes with the precision of a master builder. He knows exactly what he is constructing in your life. Spiritual preparation also happens in the hidden places. God does some of his greatest work when nobody sees, likes, or applauds you. When he isolates you, it is not punishment. It is separation for elevation. When he pulls you away from noise, it is because he is sharpening your hearing. When he lets you feel empty, it is because he wants to fill you with something greater. You may think you are waiting on God, but very often it is God waiting on you to be aligned with the blessing he is about to release. There are seasons where God slows everything down to build your trust. He allows situations that force you to depend on him entirely. He strips away comfort so he can teach you faith. He removes predictable paths so he can guide you into supernatural ones. This season of preparation is not a sign that God forgot you. It is proof that he chose you. God doesn't waste time preparing someone for nothing. If the preparation has been intense, it is because the miracle will be extraordinary. And when God prepares you, he prepares every detail. He aligns the right people, opens the right timing, organizes divine connections, and arranges pathways you never even prayed for. He works in silence, but reveals in glory. He builds slowly, but blesses suddenly. He hides you for a season, but reveals you in power. When God says, buckle up, it means the speed is about to shift. It means everything that felt delayed will begin to accelerate. It means prayers that seemed unanswered will suddenly break open. It means long battles will end in sudden victory. So don't judge your future by what you feel right now. Don't look at your present delay as a denial. Don't assume God is quiet because nothing is happening. You are in preparation, not punishment. You are being shaped, not rejected. You are being lifted, not forgotten. God is preparing you for something he already finished in eternity. And the miracle coming your way requires you to be strong enough to receive it, wise enough to steward it, and mature enough to walk in it. This preparation may feel uncomfortable, but it is sacred. Every tear, every struggle, every lonely night, and every unanswered question is part of God's construction process. He is building a version of you that can carry blessings you never imagined. And when the preparation is complete, the miracle will come so fast that it will shock you. This is why God is telling you now, buckle up, because when He moves suddenly, and your miracle is closer than you think. There are moments in life when you feel as though God has gone silent, as if the heavens have closed and your prayers are bouncing back at you. You look at your situation, your delays, your struggles, and you wonder, if a miracle is coming, why does everything around me feel so opposite? But what you must understand deep in your spirit is this: before God reveals a miracle, He prepares the vessel that will carry it. He never releases a blessing into a heart that is not ready to sustain it. He prepares you, shapes you, strengthens you, and trains you so that when the miracle shows up, you don't break under its weight. Preparation seasons often feel like punishment. They feel like isolation, silence, stretching, and pruning. But they are none of those things. They are divine construction. They are heavenly training grounds. When God prepares you, He does it with intention. He does it because He knows the size of what's coming. He knows the responsibility tied to your miracle. He knows the wisdom you must carry, the character you must have, and the endurance you will need. The miracle itself is not the challenge. Keeping it, stewarding it, and growing it, that's where the strength is required. Look at the great stories of faith. Before elevation came preparation. Before breakthrough came testing. Before victory came training. Joseph received a dream at 17, but that dream did not come to life until many years later because his heart had to be matured, his wisdom had to grow, his character had to deepen. God prepared him in the pit, in slavery, and in prison, so he would be ready to manage a nation. You cannot skip preparation and still hold a miracle. God loves you too much to let you step into a blessing unprepared. Sometimes the preparation looks like unanswered prayers. Sometimes it looks like people walking away. Sometimes it looks like rejection. Sometimes it looks like waiting far longer than you expected. But each of those moments is not a denial. It is shaping. It is sanding down the rough edges in your spirit. It is building patience, trust, discipline, compassion, and vision. God cannot entrust a miracle to someone who does not yet trust Him. The waiting room becomes a school for your spirit. Have you ever wondered why God shows you a glimpse of your future long before it happens? It is not to tease you. It is to prepare you. It is to cause you to grow into what He has shown you. The vision He gives you pulls you forward, but the process molds you into the person who can walk in that vision without being overwhelmed by it. Preparation is not God delaying you. Preparation is God protecting you. He prepares you by stripping away fear, doubt, impulsiveness, and spiritual immaturity. He prepares you by placing you in situations that require faith. He prepares you by allowing situations that teach you endurance. He prepares you by closing doors that would distract you from the path. He prepares you by removing people who cannot walk with you into your next season. There are miracles God wanted to give you earlier, but He waited because He wanted you to be whole enough to hold them. Some of the very delays you cried about were actually divine shields. God wasn't saying no, He was saying, not yet. I am still preparing you. Imagine receiving the miracle, but not having the wisdom to maintain it. Imagine receiving the blessing, but not having the character to protect it. God refuses to let you lose what He intends to entrust to you. Preparation seasons can feel exhausting because they reveal things about yourself you didn't know were there. They expose pride, insecurity, impatience, hidden fears, and unspoken expectations. But God reveals those things so He can remove them, not condemn you. His preparation is always for your elevation. A builder never adds weight to a structure until its foundation is ready. God is strengthening your foundation so the weight of the miracle does not crush you. Some people will misunderstand your preparation season. They will see you pulled away, quieter, more focused, more prayerful. They might say you've changed, and that is exactly right. You are changing. God is shaping you. He is separating you. He is positioning you. He is setting you apart, because miracles do not come to people who blend into everything. They come to people who are surrendered, refined, and anchored in God. If your season feels heavy right now, if you feel stretched, if you feel like God is dealing with your heart, it is a sign that something big is coming. Preparation is the strongest evidence of an approaching miracle. God does not prepare you for nothing. He prepares you because something is on the horizon, something that requires a new version of you, something that requires more strength, more faith, more stability, and more spiritual maturity. So don't despise your preparation. Don't rush out of it. Don't try to escape it prematurely. Let God finish the work He is doing inside you, because once the preparation is complete, nothing can stop the miracle He is about to release. You will look back and realize the preparation was not a delay. It was a setup, a deep, loving, divine setup for something you are now ready to receive. When God tells you to buckle up because your miracle is coming, He is not merely announcing a blessing. He is preparing your spirit for a divine acceleration that your mind has not yet caught up to. There are moments in your life when heaven begins to move faster than your circumstances, when God begins to rearrange, shift, and align things behind the scenes in such a way that what looked impossible just a season ago suddenly becomes inevitable. This is the moment where you must prepare yourself, not by trying to predict what God is doing, but by positioning your heart to receive what He is about to release. Because when God moves, He does not move slowly. When He opens a door, it is not cracked open. It swings wide with a force that shifts the entire atmosphere of your life. There are signs that a miracle is approaching, but often these signs come disguised as discomfort, disruption, or delay. Many people misunderstand the shaking as a punishment, when in reality it is a preparation. The shaking is God loosening the grip of things that cannot go with you into the next season. The shaking is heaven telling you that you are too close to the promise to stay connected to what drains you, distracts you, or deceives you. When everything seems to be shifting under your feet, that is often when God is laying the foundation for something greater above your head. He shakes the ground only to build the blessing. He stirs the waters only to part the sea. He unsettles you only to elevate you. When God says your miracle is coming, He also prepares the environment for that miracle. Sometimes He will remove people who once were close to you, not because they are evil, but because they cannot handle the level of glory attached to your next breakthrough. Sometimes He shuts doors, not because they were bad doors, but because they were too small for the blessing He is sending. Sometimes He allows disappointment because if you had stayed connected to the thing you wanted, you would have missed the thing He planned. God is not trying to hurt you. He is protecting you from settling for less when He has prepared more. Your miracle will not fit into the limitations others tried to place on you. It will not fit into the box of your past. It will not fit into the opinions of those who underestimated you. It will not fit into the fears that tried to hold you hostage. That is why God begins to enlarge your capacity before the miracle arrives. He stretches your faith. He deepens your trust. He sharpens your vision. He strengthens your resilience. By the time the miracle manifests, you are not the same person who prayed for it. You are stronger, wiser, and more spiritually aligned. God doesn't just send miracles. He builds people who can carry them. When your miracle is coming, God will also speak to your heart in ways that are unmistakable. You will begin to feel a holy restlessness, not anxiety, but anticipation. You will feel drawn to prayer, not out of fear, but out of longing. You will feel a hunger for God's presence because your spirit senses what your eyes cannot yet see. There is a spiritual sensitivity that increases when a breakthrough is near. Your heart becomes more aware of God. Your ear becomes more attentive. Your spirit becomes more expectant. You find yourself saying, "Something is happening. I can't explain it, but I can feel it." That feeling is not imagination. It is revelation. Another sign that your miracle is approaching is that the enemy begins to attack what God is about to elevate. He tries to discourage you right before the blessing. He tries to exhaust you right before the promotion. He tries to distract you right before the breakthrough. The enemy has no new weapons. He simply increases the volume of old lies. Why? Because you are closest to the miracle when the warfare feels the strongest. The attack is not evidence that God has forgotten you. It is evidence that the enemy sees what God is releasing. If the enemy is fighting you heavily, it is because heaven is preparing to bless you heavily. When God says, "Buckle up," He is telling you that the journey from promise to fulfillment is about to accelerate. Your waiting season may have felt long, but your blessing season will arrive suddenly. There are miracles that take time to develop, but when they manifest, they come quickly, unexpectedly, and powerfully. One day Joseph was in prison, and the next day he was standing before Pharaoh. One day the Israelites were trapped at the Red Sea, and the next day the enemy was drowned behind them. One day the disciples were afraid in an upper room, and the next day the Holy Spirit filled them with power. That is how quickly God moves when the appointed time arrives. Your miracle is not coming because you earned it. It is coming because God ordained it. It is coming because heaven has decided that the set time has arrived. It is coming because God's word over your life cannot return void. It is coming because your name is attached to a promise that cannot be cancelled. It is coming because God delights in showing Himself strong on behalf of those who trust Him. And when it comes, it will silence every doubt, surpass every expectation, and rewrite every limitation spoken over your life. Beloved, hear this with your whole heart. When God says, "Buckle up," it means something is already moving in the unseen world, something too big, too glorious, too supernatural to arrive quietly. Your miracle isn't a possibility. It is a certainty in the hands of the one who cannot fail. Every delay you faced, every detour that confused you, every storm that shook you, none of it was wasted. Heaven has been aligning pieces that your eyes could not see. God has been preparing a breakthrough that will not just bless you, but transform the course of your life. Your miracle is not coming as a whisper. It is coming as a wave of restoration, a wave of healing, a wave of divine intervention. And when it arrives, it will silence every fear, every doubt, every voice that told you God had forgotten you. He has not forgotten you. He has been preparing you. So stand firm, lift your head, strengthen your faith. You're closer to breakthrough than you have ever been in your entire life. God's hand is already moving. His timing is perfect. His plan is bigger than your imagination, and His promise is unshakable. Your miracle is not just on the way, it's at the door. God says, "Buckle up, hold tight, stay ready," because what He is about to release will not only answer your prayer, it will exceed it, multiply it, and reveal His glory through it. Get ready. Your miracle is coming and nothing can stop it.